Ennis. In 2005, he went back home for 2 weeks to Turkey to see family and friends and to clear up a few things. From now on, Ennis told his parents, I will be taking stances about what's going on in this country, and because of what I say, you might get a lot of heat and hateful comments, and might even be thrown in jail one day. If you guys are ready for it, great, then say so, but if not, let me know now. It reminds me of Frances and what her parents have had to endure. There is a steep price for demonstrating courage. No wonder we don't see more of it. Ennis's mother said exactly what I expected she would say. We are with you to the end, she told her son. If you are speaking the truth and siding with innocent people, we support you no matter what. Ennis left Turkey with peace in his heart, to a point. He knew it might be the last time he would see his parents and his native land. People think I hate Turkey, he said. That's not true. I just hate the Erdogan regime. The night before he left, he took his family to dinner at a restaurant by the water. He doesn't recall doing that before. They didn't talk about anything political, only personal stuff. Everyone was happy to be together. The cab to take him to the airport arrived early the next day. Ennis was right. In 2016, his parents received a lot of heat and hateful comments. One time when his mother reached the cashier at the supermarket, the guy spit in her face. Your son is a terrorist. Get out of here. His dad, meanwhile, was kicked out of the mosque and lost his teaching job at the university. I think about the decision not to take the money from the Turkish basketball team. How different his father's life and the lives of his whole family would have been. You gave up so much, NBA career, all that money, to advocate for people in China. And tell me why you made that decision and how do you feel about it now?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for being here. It's actually when you're fighting against the evil regimes out there, especially like CCP, you don't get a lot of supports. And when I say you don't get a lot of supports, I'm talking about my teammates. Unfortunately, they have millions of dollars of tied with the Chinese Communist Party, so they don't really make the right decisions. But I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Ambassador Brownback, you guys, and everyone who helped us bring us here. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I think the reason I'm started to take this stance because it's bigger than myself, bigger than basketball, and bigger than NBA. Everybody's talking about me losing my career because of the CCP, but I haven't seen my family almost 12 years because I wanted to stand up for innocent people in Turkey. It is important to use your platform to talk about what's important and try to be the voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice. And I was talking about the problems that happened in Turkey for the last 10, 11 years, and then finally. And an Uyghur parent reached out to me and was like, listen, you call yourself an activist, but there are millions of innocent Uyghurs are in concentration camps getting tortured and raped every day. I stopped for a second. I was like, what, you're right. I'm going to do my research and I'm going to start talking about these issues. It was so interesting because when I was talking about the problems that are happening in Turkey, the NBA supported me. It was so amazing. The Adam Silver, the commissioner, the NBA, my teammates, my coaches, the fans, everybody was supporting me. I was like, it's so important because my teammates were like my brothers, and when I was getting so much support from my teammates, it gave me so much courage. It gave me so much hope to fight for what's right. And the day I started to talk about the problems that are happening in China, that support was nowhere to be found. And I was confused. I'm like, this is not political. I'm not talking about any political issue. I'm literally talking about the innocent people and their lives. Anyway, so the more I talked about, right, the more it bothered NBA. I had a conversation with Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, and obviously before I have a conversation with him, I did a little research, and I think the relationship between the CCP, the China and the NBA is around $6 billion annually. Right, so I was like, when I have a conversation with Adam, I was like, Adam, listen, I know that there's a lot of money involved, but this is, I'm literally standing up for innocent people out there. You guys have to support me. And even he admitted himself, he's like, listen, it's a different system in China and blah blah. We have a lot of business in there. I was like, this is just crazy. The more I researched, the more I learned. NBA is not the only one. You see NBA, Hollywood, Wall Street, academias, big tech, Congress and local congresses and farmland. There's so much thing in the United States being run by the Chinese Communist Party because China knows that they're not strong enough to invade America from the outside, but they can do it from the inside. Just today, there was it's actually everywhere all over the news, a sitting mayor from California, I believe, right? They pled guilty of the CCP spy. So think about it, she is a running mayor. They're among us. Many people are actually asking me, like, what can I do? I'm not an NBA player. I don't have millions of followers. What can I do? It's actually very simple. When you pick up an item to buy, when it says made in China, put it down. It's literally that simple, But we just have to keep advocating for people. When I had a conversation with many Uyghur people, right? Many Tibetans, Hong Kongers, Taiwanese people, Falun Gongs, people have no idea what's going on over there. American people have no idea what's going on over there. And China, I believe, is the biggest threat to a free world. So we got to do whatever we can to, first of all, save America and try to do best we can to fight against that evil regime and try to do best we can to help each other, We just have to wake up before it's too late. And they're among us. The FBI just caught the mayor today, but trust me, there are so many more sitting politicians or Hollywood actors or many people out there that is being run by the Chinese Communist Party. I criticize in my book. I criticize LeBron James a lot. I'm sure some of you might be a fan of LeBron James. Which he just got swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm so happy about it. But for example, him, right? When he was out there talking about the problems that are happening in America, right? He was the first athlete, called himself more than an athlete. He called himself an activist, a freedom fighter, right? He was saying America is wrong. We got to fix this. We got to fix that. And a reporter, right, simply asked him, well, what do you think about the things that are happening in Hong Kong? That's when Daryl Morey, I'm sure you guys know who that is. He was the general manager of Houston Rockets, and he simply tweeted and said, stand with Hong Kong. And it became a huge mess for the NBA, and NBA has lost $150 million just because of one tweet, and China stopped showing every NBA games on television. So they simply asked, what do you think about it, right? This player said, well, he was not educated about the situation. He has to do more research and blah, blah. And people started to attack him really bad because, well, I thought you were a freedom fighter. And that's the one thing that I think the China is doing, try to silence anyone who has a platform in America. I think America just cannot bow down to these dictatorships out there, But I'm hopeful. I have a lot of hopes because whenever I see, brave activists like this that have family on their line or millions of dollars on their line and still wants to go out there and try to bring awareness for their country or for their cause, it gives me so much hope. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting, this whole thing because this is not political. I don't care if you vote for the right, vote for the left, support whoever you support. Human rights is above politics. So we have to do whatever we can to, save America, save innocent people. And again, thank you guys for being here. This is an amazing, it means a lot to activists out there, because the hardest thing, what a human rights activist has to go through, what their family has to go through. So this is like a big family and giving so much support. So I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Enes. Rinpoche.